My paintings and drawings are inspired by the patterns I see in nature. If you look closely, the patterns are abstract, yet there is intelligence to their design. I make studies and notations of these patterns in my sketchbooks. I'm captivated by the growth patterns in corals and seashells, patterns of raindrops falling on water, cloud formations, and the wave patterns in drifting sand or snow. These patterns and shapes have an inner logic that is the source of my creative process. When I return to my studio, I improvise new patterns and employ the spiraling, branching, cracking, and clustering patterns, combining them in innovative ways. My ink drawings range from small notations to 20-foot-long wall scrolls and wall drawings. I use circles and polygon shapes in my work because they're commonly found in the natural world. The repetitions of these shapes build complex patterns that fracture, break, and reconnect. As the geometric forms repeat throughout the drawing, fractals come into view. Fractals are universal patterns that retain the same shape at all levels of scale and can be nested one within the other to the point of infinity. For instance, a cauliflower is composed of thousands of tiny buds. You can break off one bud, the bud looks like a miniature cauliflower. Even though it changes its size, it remains the same. My paintings begin as drawings. I start to draw with pencil and work into it with ink until I find a pattern that engages me. I then visualize it in color, using color contrast to develop movement and enhance spatial depth. The tortoiseshell is constructed of interlocking hexagonal plates. This pattern is also found in honeycombs and in the crystallization of minerals. In my paintings, I distort and bend the hexagons while adding layers of pattern and color. One series of paintings is composed of clusters of circles. Watching the pattern of bubbles in boiling water inspired me. I start my drawing with 3 large circles and keep nesting smaller circles inside these circles to get the fractal effect. I also use the cracking pattern in my work. These cracked patterns can be found throughout nature, and it can occur on a small scale in cracks found in dried mud, or on a vast scale as fault lines in the Earth's crust. The spiral is a captivating pattern. Seashells have geometric perfection and considerable variation. The spiral can also be seen throughout nature in whirlpools, tornadoes, and even in the seed patterns growing in the center of a sunflower. Fractals persist throughout the universe. If you look under a microscope, you can find spiral patterns in cells. If you look through a telescope, you can see them in the shape of galaxies. With your naked eye, you can see them in the whorls in the skin of your fingertips. Another pattern I use is branching. This pattern runs through the entire structure of a tree. The pattern of veins in the leaf imitates the branching pattern in the limbs and roots. If you look at the veins in the leaf, the veins break down into smaller and smaller veins until you get down to the cellular level. In the human body, the circulatory system is a branching system. Veins branch into smaller and smaller capillaries to nourish each cell. You can even see branching patterns in the way that rivers formed of tributaries drain into the sea. Through my work, I want to share the beauty and mystery I find in nature. The patterns I use in my work are within us and in the world around us, connecting us all together in the network of life.